Hey guys, this is Cody Flournoy, head football coach of the Jackson Aggies. We're talking here today just about some procedures we got coming up, some things that change a little bit. I just want to start off with saying, I'm ready to get back to work, ready to go. We're ready to get some football. Every day things change because of the nature of being in this Corona and COVID-19 time. So, some things that are said today may change tomorrow. But you guys, y'all just bear with me. I want to be as transparent as possible and do all the things that we best can to make sure that we're doing everything to keep our kids safe, and our coaches and faculty and staff and everybody like that too. All right. Just talking about what's going on right now with the state of affairs. The Alabama High School Athletic Association Tuesday had a meeting. They come out of the meeting, said that they're going to proceed as normal. So that means in about 40 days we'll be traveling over to Bruton, playing T.R. Miller. All right, and I expect us to be ready to play and carry on our Jackson tradition. T.R. Miller, for most of you guys that's been a part of Jackson, it's not well liked around here. It's going to be a good game for us, and we're excited about being there. Got a lot of new guys that be stepping on the field for the first time, and we want to do everything to make sure that we're ready to go. With that being said, it could all change tomorrow, next week. They're going we'll be an all-star week next week with the Alabama High School Athletic Association. So it's our big coaches meeting for the summer. We'll go through our rules clinic. We got some new rules and some new mandates. The state actually has a best practices that they're going to put out for all the schools to make sure that we're following and trying to do the best things we can. With that being said, I'm going to speak solely on football today. I know, as a role of athletic director that, it encompasses all of our sports. But right now I'm speaking as head football coach. And in volleyball, you'll follow along with these lines as well. But as everybody knows, football is the first sport up in the fall. And so most of the other sports like basketball and baseball, they'll have a little bit more time to kind of watch and see and see what works and what doesn't. All right. What I'm going to start with is when we first come to the building. So when we get here to the athletic facility, glass doors are for coming in, weight room and locker room doors for going out. We don't want people crossing each other. And this is coronavirus best practices. Okay. So first of all, coronavirus is real. We're taking measures to make sure that we're keeping our numbers down, and this virus, like other viruses, is it's infectious, and we got to make sure we're taking steps to limit exposure. Okay, so when you come in, players, we're going to check them in. We actually got our thermometer in, so temporal scan thermometer. So we'll scan everybody in. We keep up with a daily sheet. We've already been doing all this, so name goes here, following the questions. If they fail to answer one of these questions correctly, and I say correctly, but if, for some reason they come up here and they're like, I was around somebody with a positive case of COVID-19, where we're going to isolate them and we're going to send them back home. If you have been around somebody with coronavirus or COVID-19, we're going to ask that you stay at home. These are basic common knowledge type procedures for any virus. And from our training, I took the training for the National Federation of High School Athletics, and from that training, it's the same thing. And I posted that out on Facebook the other day. But wash your hands. Don't touch your don't touch your face. Keep your spacing. Wear masks. All right, and I'll talk more on that in a minute. But if you're running a fever or you've been exposed to somebody, then you also need to stay at home. Okay. but we need to be in communication. So you guys just let me know if anything like that's going on, and it's not a big deal. And that's just the way that we practice, because when we're practicing, we're going just the whole mindset that we use is next man up. So if somebody's out one day, that's just an opportunity for that other guy, the next guy, to get some reps in. And so it's been, we've seen some of this summer already. Not that I know of anybody while we was together for that whole month that had coronavirus. May have, but like I said, not that I know of. And again, that's best practices. So we're trying to eliminate the things that we can and the things that we know about. So all right, let's go back through the procedures again. When they come in, we're going to check them in. We're going to take their temperature with a thermometer. If they're in the building, they're wearing a mask. All right, for sure. If they don't have a mask, don't come in the building. Okay, and that's just how we're going to treat it. Inside spaces is the most vulnerable for exposure. Outside spaces, it's more open air. You got a little bit more freedom. Definitely, you need to keep your spacing though. We are in a time right now where we're wearing helmets out to practice. There's been no definitive answer on wearing masks and helmets. The last I read on it, the NFL, they were doing a study on it. They're trying to develop something right now. But look, you got to understand, one of the things that we have a problem with, especially here in the Deep South, it was 98 degrees when I got up this morning. You're sweating just by walking outside, and heat is a big issue for us. So in the last 10 years, there's been two main topics. One is heat illness, and the other is concussion. So we're going to wear helmets, and we're going to try not to get them so overheated that, they fall out on us, okay? So mask under helmets, I don't know. NFHS, National Federation of High School Athletics, which is our governing national body, they don't recommend anything loose under your helmet. All right, so I'm gonna keep an eye on that, because I'm gonna find out. When I find out, we'll make it work. All right, but if we're inside, we're lifting weights, we're wearing masks. The way that we've been doing weightlifting is one guy to a rack. We haven't been doing heavy weight. We got coaches in there with masks on, spotting. We are wiping down equipment. I've been reading up on a lot of this stuff and talking with a lot of people. The most common way to be exposed is through face-to-face transmission, but surface contact is very low. We are wiping down equipment, but just something to give me peace of mind and our players is that surface contact transmission is really low. The best way to get it is through face-to-face contact within that 6 feet with no mask. All right, so we're going to follow what health experts suggest, okay? We're no hanging out in the locker room, weight room, or anything like that. And this is one thing where parents, family, community, you guys got to work with me on, because these guys are teenagers. They're coming in the building. They want to hang out. They want to tell jokes. They want to talk about this or that. And we got to get them to keep their distance, wear their mask, and a lot of those things that, we're going to be reinforcing here. Okay, so when I say reinforcement, I'm going to tell them once, and then twice we're going to have to do some positive reinforcement, possibly run some just to, really drive home that point that, hey, we're going to keep our spacing. We've been talking with our coaches about this stuff. This is things that we've already been doing, but, instead of us standing in a line, we just spread out. Nobody says you have to stand in a line when you're doing a drill or something like that. So that's just, again, best practices, and that's what we're working on. And again, you guys, if y'all come across something, you let me know, because a lot of this stuff is new to us. We know the best things that we can do to make everybody safe and healthy. But if there's something better, I've talked to a lot of other coaches and talked about what they're doing. Then that's what we're looking for and training for. All right. Mask. Right now, anything to keep any of the water droplets coming out of your mouth. I watched a NBC special the other night where they had the N95 mask, which was the best. They had a paper mask, and then they had like something just like a single-use type sweatshirt type mask, and all of them were really effective. So basically anything to stop the spray coming out of your mouth. So that's one of the things that we're going to make sure that when you guys are coming in, have a mask. If they don't have a mask, we're not going to let them in the weight room. And it's not to hurt them, but it's to keep everybody else safe, okay? But again, mask, I say mask, one of the best ones I've seen, and we got these on order, but they're the gaiters that go around your neck and they come up over your nose, okay? These masks right here, these are simple and easy. A lot of people have access to these. A bandana would work, okay? Something you tie around your face, cover your nose and your mouth. Got to be covered nose and mouth, okay? When we're outside, spacing is going to be key. Already talked about helmets. NFL's looking into it. If you didn't know, when we are outside, just the nature of our summer workouts, contact is limited. We don't have pads on. So just by nature, when we're outside doing drills, we're not around each other, in each other's face like that a lot. Now, there are times that we are. We're not tackling. We're not laying on top of each other. And all that's by design, okay? So we're trying to get as much football work as we can during the summer without beating and banging and being all on top of each other. So just understand that as we move forward. So and that's the nature of the open air. You're less likely exposure. Of course, we got to keep our distance. Again, talk to your kids and your players about this stuff. So that's both player and coach enforced, okay? We still have the other concerns. So heat-related illness and being in physical shape. So right now, if we're playing in 40 days, we got to make sure we're in some type of shape so that we can get out there and compete and play a game at a high level. Last thing we want to do is get out there and, half the team be out by halftime because we hadn't been out there running or working. All right, it's going to be hot. We know it's going to be hot. We have planned water breaks at all of our practices. Our guys need to bring their own water bottles. Okay, I'm not turning off the water fountains. But again, that's something that you guys as parents and community, we gave all our guys water bottles at the first June, but that's something that we just need to reinforce because they need to stay hydrated. And so this is one of the topics that we talk to our kids about a lot. Any season is hydration and watch what you're drinking. So clear fluid, water is best. Gatorade is a recovery drink. Not too much Gatorade though. It's got a lot of extra stuff in it. That Gatorade likes you to think that, it's the best drink. And there is some positive benefits of it, but water's best, okay? So drink lots of water. They need to bring water. But we do have the water fountains on because the last thing I want to do is, hey, somebody's in need of some water and they can't get it, all right? So we'll clean the water fountains on a daily basis. We're not cleaning them after every use. We will clean weight equipment after every use, okay? So that's kind of what's going on with that. All right. Just a couple other things. Safety is the top part of our concern, so we want to make sure that we're doing all the things that we can to be as safe as possible, and at the same time continue to uphold the Jackson tradition of getting after it and being a high octane football that plays great defense. Be a team that people when they see us on the schedule, they know. They better get ready because and that's something that's been built, and that's something that I take very seriously here with Jackson, is that our football program is something that is very esteemed throughout the state. All right. Other things just for you guys to consider. My son plays. He's a part of this thing, so anything that I'm doing, not only am I taking your son's safety or your grandson's safety into account, it's also part of me. My coach's safety, but my son's safety. So anything that I'm doing, I'm trying to teach the best we can because my son's a part of it. And so that just adds that extra emphasis for you guys to, just keep in consideration. I'm not going to put these guys in any type of position where we're intentionally trying to do something to harm them. All right. Coronavirus is real. I'm just going down through these notes. Coronavirus is real. We're going to do everything we can to limit exposure. Can exposure happen? Yes, it can. All right, and we're just not going to intentionally do that. Okay, but we're going to keep working on this. If something better comes across, we're going to implement that as well. All right. All right, so that was about coronavirus. The other thing we need to talk about is just this summer activities and kind of what's going on, because we are getting ready for a football season. So first things first, if your son, child, grandson, whoever hadn't had a physical yet, they have to have one before we start fall practice. All right, so what we'll do is we'll go July 27th, 28th, 29th and go into what I call a fall camp. That we are allowed to practice full that week, but first 3 days are limited anyway. So we're going to go in there. We're going to install our special teams. If you have something planned, it's okay, because I told you guys August 3rd. But because we've been off so many days already and potentially off some more days, we're going to go ahead and schedule those days as work days. So the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, July 27th, 28th, 29th, we're going to go about 3 hours from probably go about 8 to 11. Okay, so just kind of keep that in mind. We'll be out by lunch, but it'll be all field work. We won't do anything inside. All right. We are taking pictures. We got team pictures scheduled for the 22nd. The jerseys are supposed to be in next week. So if you didn't know, we ordered new jerseys. They're coming in, and hopefully they'll be in next week. I've talked with our rep, and he said, yeah, that's when they're supposed to be here. So pictures are scheduled for the 22nd. We got a photo shoot along with that with our marketing firm with DSC out of Birmingham. They'll be up that day. And so that's why it's all scheduled for that day, and we're just going to do it all on the same time. So, look, I plan on doing senior banners and doing all the work. So, look, if this season goes off like regular, it's going to be a regular season. We're going to play Steve Savarese, which is our state athletic director. He said he expects us to have fans and play football. And he said that he was not going to allow any national organization or college football to determine whether or not we play football. What he's looking at is he's got his own medical staff advisory committee and other coaches and other things, so he's taking it all into consideration. And as he said, he's going to make that decision, if there's a decision to be made, based off of his own evidence and not what other people are doing. Okay. So with the football season coming up, we got a couple of things going on. One is we got our Aggie cards. So this one runs out. This is the new one. Okay, so our varsity guys will get these next week. Our junior varsity will start the week after, and junior varsity, you'll get them as well. Okay. We sell these cards. What does this money go for? Buses, transportation, sweatsuits. We bought sweatsuits for all our guys in the playoff run. So pregame meals, all the extra stuff that everybody likes and everybody likes to see us wear. Well, boom, there it goes right there. All right, this thing like cleats. All right. Cleats, all white. All right, so whole team wearing the same cleats. We got it. We bought it. We had money to pay for it, but I need to replenish that money stash, because we're buying things for our kids that make us look good as a program. That way we look good around the state, because I want to look good, I want to play good, I want to be good, I want to whip somebody's tail. So that's just kind of my mindset. Okay. But cleats, meals, spirit pack items. Look, we got shorts and shirts coming in, and just things where we all look like a team. If you didn't know, we ask all our guys to wear a purple top and gray shorts right now. We don't have our current spirit pack in this summer yet, but it's coming in. If for some reason something gets canceled, we're just going to hold all this stuff, and then we'll hold it over for next season. So, I've already thought a little bit about that. Okay. Talking about our program stuff, middle school, you guys will start on July 20th. We'll go 10:30 to 12. That backs right up to the varsity. Coach Payne is going to be heading up our middle school. Him and Coach Powell, those guys will be heading it up again. We'll go 3 days a week with those guys, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We won't bring them in Thursday, give them a long weekend. We've been down on the fairgrounds. If you didn't know, our practice field, we was letting that grass grow. We sanded both the practice and the game field as coaches this past week. So we've been up here working, cutting grass, fertilizing, trying to get the fields in good shape. We had a little bit of rain that's going to help us get everything green, but everything starts on the fairgrounds. The middle school program will not come in the building, all right? So, and they will not wear helmets, okay? So they'll start on the fairgrounds. We'll check them in down there. They'll keep their distance, and we'll continue our best practices with them. It'll be a little bit slower with them to start with because we'll be teaching them guys. Our varsity guys will ought to be rocking and rolling because they ought to understand the process. On August 10th, when school starts back, the junior high the middle school team will start after school that day. Varsity-wise, we're starting August 3rd, and I done told our guys, and I'm telling everybody right now, if you miss a day of practice from August 3rd to August 21st, you're going to stand on the sideline with me. All right, I'm not going to dress you out. Now, that's the toughest part of our schedule. During the summer, I'm a lot more lenient. All right, we know it's not mandatory, but if you want to play, you got to be a part of it. If you're going to be a part of this team, you got to be a part of it. So when August 3rd gets here, the students do not come back to August 10th, but we'll start August 3rd as our fall practice. And like I said, the guys have got to be here. Now, the first week's generally pretty easy. That second week's probably the grind week, but third week will be game week. So just a note to all the guys. Now, listen, I'll take case-by-case stuff. So, if there's a death in the family, somebody has to miss, then, that's life, and we'll handle it as it comes. But somebody laid up in bed not coming to practice, yeah, that's not going to cut it, okay? We got other guys. We got enough guys. We got a lot of good talent here, and it doesn't matter. You can lay in bed if you want to, and you can buy a ticket on Friday night. So, because we got a reputation to uphold, and that's just the way it is. All right. So again, just some dates: July 27th, 28th, and 29th. That'll be kind of a different. We won't quite work out like that, like regular. We'll be off that Thursday and Friday through the weekend. If something's already planned, then okay. All right. If you can be here, be here. Okay. So August 3rd, however, that starts our fall practice. We'll practice 5 days a week. We'll go Monday through Friday. We'll try to practice in the mornings during that week because it's cooler. It's hot outside, you guys. But there'll be certain days that I know we can't. I don't have the schedule for our teachers yet, so I don't know, because there's things that we can kind of get out of, but there's things that we can't. So just depending on what our teacher schedule is, because teachers I have to report on August 3rd. So just depending on what the teachers have to do will be when we can practice, okay? But I'm definitely going to try to practice in the morning, okay? All right, guys, listen, I don't know if there's anything else going on. If you do, contact me. If you got any questions or concerns, just contact me. What we're looking at, something different here. I can't answer questions about school yet. My understanding is, you're going to have the option to go do access classes or do regular school day. Either way, as far as football, as long as you're meeting those requirements, you'll be eligible to play. That's physical, live in your district, and, you're on pace to graduate, and you pass all your classes previous semesters type stuff. So all that stuff still going on. If you decide to come to school, then it's my understanding it will be almost like a regular school day. So we're going to again do some best practices stuff to eliminate virus. But listen, as far as coronavirus goes, just last thoughts is that wash your hands, keep your distance, wear a mask in public. If you're running a fever, stay home. All right. If you've been exposed to somebody that has a positive coronavirus test, stay at home until you've been tested or you're sure that you don't have it. Okay. And that's just going to help us all out. All right, if we all come up here and we all get infected, we're gonna have to shut it down, and then we won't be able to play. So just keep that in mind. Wear your mask when you can out in public. Do all the things that we're supposed to be doing to lessen this virus. Listen, I know the numbers have been up, but I think that we're actually, the kids are I've seen them out ready to go, and if they're out running around, let's get them up here and let's get them in a little bit of work too. All right. So if you do have concerns, just contact me. Some of you guys that contact me, I'm not always the quickest to respond, but I will respond. Okay. Just let me know what's going on. Facebook Messenger. Some of you guys have my phone number. If you go through the Remind app, it comes from my phone. It kind of goes around the way, but it gets there. And if you want to message this page, you can do that also. So look, again, last reminders, physicals, they're on your own. Okay. You just got to get up with your doctor and get a physical. Program ads are being sold. So if you want a program ad or know of anybody that wants to buy one, we're selling those. Aggie cards, we're going to give those out next week. Those run out July 15th, the old card runs out July 15th. So those are coming up. And we'll be taking pictures on the 22nd. So, guys, just thinking about football on Friday nights, the band playing, the smell of the grill, the lights flipping on. That's just exciting. I hope to see some football, hope to have some Saturday football. Look, everything's concerning. We're going to keep an eye on everything, and all things are subject to change. But right now, we got a plan to move forward. We're going to attack this plan to the best of our ability. You guys help with that. Contact me with any questions, and thanks. Listen, I'm going to post this video out. I'm gonna send the link back out. So if anybody wasn't able to get on here, because I know not everybody's on Facebook, we do have about 4,000 to 5,000 followers here on this. So that's why I chose to go ahead and do Facebook Live. But I'm going to save this video. I'm going to post it up to YouTube. I'll shoot the link out. So anybody that wants to go back and watch it, we can shoot them that link. You can forward the link or whatever we're going to do, okay? So, look, thanks. Thanks for being on. If, like I said, just give me a holler if anything else changes. I'm going to be updating as best I can. And go Aggies.